Hi, I'm Matthew. We're at Minus Space, and we're looking at our new exhibition, Gabriele Evertz, Rapture. And Gabriele is one of the few artists I know who's looking at gray as a color, not as a neutral value, not as a background element, but as a color in and of itself. So we're exhibiting a suite of new paintings, some larger, some smaller, all within the past few years, but all organized around the color gray. This piece that we're looking at is called 7 Grays and 1 Color Sequence from this year, 2011, and it's a great painting to get a sense of what Gabriele is looking at. It's, when she means 1 color sequence, she's talking about a suite of 12 colors. It's a 12 color system that she's developed intuitively, that she has used throughout her work. She continues to refine this, this color system over time, but it's basically 12 colors that are highly saturated that she's using in various combinations in her work. So in this case, she's using the 12 colors that's been then overlaid with various values of the color gray. And in this painting, it's a brand new one called 4 Grays in the Spectrum. Again, it's that color system, the 12 colors that have been repeated essentially 3 times, and then it's overlapping with 4 different values of gray, all on the lighter end of the spectrum. In terms of this painting, what's really interesting, and is often kind of, it's often very visually, sort of perceptually compelling, very rigorous, is that she's using color in a really interesting way. So she has a series of vertical, parallel colored stripes that run, say, every 2 inches across the surface of the canvas. And in between those colored stripes, she has a series of 4 gray colors. Now the grays are running at diagonal to the parallel colored stripes. So they meet up midway in the painting, in sort of the center area, where everything's pretty much balanced out all the way across. So the stripes are equal, more or less equal size. So if you scan down, you'll see that some of the gray colors taper towards the bottom. And if you scan back up, others taper towards the top. So you'll note there how thin the stripes get, or how wide other stripes get. And you move up through the painting, and they even out, and then they invert themselves again towards the top of the canvas. So for me, that sort of movement between parallel lines and diagonal lines really provides a very interesting sense of time in the work. So it's again this kind of idea of like the painting's moving even within the viewing experience, kind of creating kind of a 4th dimensional experience, a time-space movement. And this painting is the painting that we organized the show around, which is 6 Grays and R YB, excuse me, red, yellow, blue. And this is the oldest painting in the show from 2006, but it's a key painting in her body of work over the past 10 years. Now, what's interesting about this is she's thinking about color dimensionally. So each color that she's using, red, yellow, blue, is being used in two values. So if you come closer to the painting, you'll see that red is actually divided up into a light red and a dark red. Yellow, there's a light yellow and a dark yellow. Blue, similarly, light blue, dark blue. And you get a sense of dimensionality both within those vertical color stripes. So you have parallel colors making up each of these stripes, and then that's combined with these basically 5 different colors of gray that are shifting diagonally. So this painting really moves in terms of its sort of visual experience. Gabriele, in this painting, has painted on a piece of wooden panel that's been sort of offset off the wall with sort of a strainer on the back that's slightly smaller than the painting itself. So she has kind of a raised profile, sort of a floating surface onto which she's made a painting. Yeah, so one of the most interesting things I think that people should know about her work is that, Gabriele, as she develops, both her color vocabulary and her painting strategy, is really a work in progress. I mean, she's constantly analyzing retooling, re-examining the way she's using color, and she's constantly recombining it in all these different ways. And this piece that you're looking at right now is a key one in that it's one of the few works where she worked completely intuitively. And this was a critical piece from last year. It's a piece called Grays plus Orange, 2010, where she really let intuition take over. So she removed systems and indexing out of it. And this is, I think, a great example of where her work has always been and where it will be going, in that she's constantly reinventing how she assigns structure to color. Color doesn't exist without a structure, whether it's single lines, diagonal lines, square-shaped stretchers. Sometimes she'll use lozenge shapes, sometimes they're diagonal, sometimes they're sort of parallelogram in shape, sometimes they're super saturated, sometimes they're completely black and white. It's always different, and that's why I find her work so compelling. Thanks for coming.